It's Anne from Martin House Flowers. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm sitting on the front porch. Today is the eclipse day, and in a few hours we're going to be putting on our glasses and looking up into the sun and hopefully capture a little bit of the eclipse. We're supposed to get a partial view of it in our town around 2 o'clock this afternoon. So before all that happens, I thought I'd give you a little tour of what is blooming in the front yard. There's tons of maintenance. We're finally getting a nice warm week in the 60s, high 60s. It says it's gonna be high 50s today, but I'm in the front, which faces south, and it is already warm. As you can see, I've already shed my 2 layers. I had a vest on this morning with my warm-up jacket when I took Eddie for a walk, and he's all tucked away inside, probably having a nap, and I've shed my 2 layers, as I said. So it's beautiful, warm, a little windy. So I just thought I'd take you for a little walk around the front to show you what's blooming. Very exciting back there, my tulips in my pots that were my first time doing container tulips. The one smaller pot is starting to bloom. I did an experiment last fall and planted those 3, but I only brought into the garage the 2 front ones, and the larger heavy one I left on the patio, on the porch. And unfortunately, nothing has grown. So unless they're a different variety that were late bloomers, I don't know. I don't see anything popping up. So I'm gonna have to think of what annuals or perennial to put in there. I'll probably just do annuals because I have so many seeds. So my pansies in the urns, that I had planted up for Easter. I hear scratching on the door. It's Eddie. So those are looking good. We had a couple of rainstorms this past week, and I didn't even have to cover them, so that candy tough perennial in the middle seems to have survived. So yeah, I'm just gonna take you for a quick tour, okay? I'll turn the camera around. Here's a beautiful close-up of my tulips in the front patio container. Here is the experiment that didn't work out. I'm not seeing anything. So this large pot sat on the patio all winter, fall and winter. This pot here is starting to bloom up. Can't remember what color those are. These are the parrot tulips, I recall. I see some pink and purple tinges. There's my beautiful urns, my Easter urns. So thrilled with those. My peonies that I stepped on seem to have survived. They've shot up an inch already in the past week. So I'm coming along today. I just started pruning a couple of my roses. As I mentioned previously, I planted all of my roses just last spring into the fall, and this one went in, I'll have to check my records, but I think it went in about July. It didn't flower, but it really climbed beautifully, as you can see. So I'm going to come in and prune that. I can tell where, there's some dead branches I'll definitely prune back, but I don't want to kill all of this height, so I will just cut back probably to about here and get rid of some of these dead branches, obviously. My other peony over there. This one really struggled the first year. I put that brace in the front, that little trellis. That's a Sarah Bernhardt. These are double peonies over here. This one here. So I have 3, and I did order some bare root this year that are coming. So there's those tulips that I planted this is the 2nd year. So I planted these fall of last year. Someone's making a real nuisance of himself. Stop scratching. These are some pansies that some basil that I've been just brought this pot out from the garage, so it needs some sunlight and some water. I think later today I might go pick up those. I couldn't find the receipt, but I'm just going to pick up a couple more of these Blue Mountain boxwoods. So there are my daffodils and my mat, and this is Earth Angel, which I didn't prune very much, but you can see I just sort of took off a little bit there over here because there's a lot of new buds, and I just want to promote all of that new growth. This is distant drums that I planted last fall, so excited about this. This is the one that's kind of it's got some browns and pinks in it. My daffodils in between the tulips. This is the second year for these tulips, so they've definitely multiplied. I'm going to come in and prune my lavender. Sorry about my shadow. Today I'm going to concentrate on this whole front bed today. This is a spirea that I had 5 originally. 2 of them struggled. One is over there by the arbor, but it's still struggling, but I replaced them with my roses. So I'm going to come in and do Tchaikovsky. I stopped doing the roses for now because I want to keep one pruner just for my roses and use my other pruner for my other shrubs. So I can see this one here. I cut back a lot of the dead branches. This is looking like it might be struggling too. So not too worried because there's a lot of new growth, but if I have to pull this out by the fall, we'll see. Ooh, I see some dead branches there. I need to cut that back. But I'm happy to replace that with another rose, quite honestly, so that I would have an entire row here in front of the lavender and daffodils, of course, which are just for the spring. I don't mind. I have 2 roses here. I have Tchaikovsky and David Austin, Charles Darwin over here. So I don't mind replacing these spiraeas eventually. So the lavender look healthy. I'm going to prune those back. I waited because if there's frost, you don't want to expose, the fresh new branches. This is leafing out nicely. I need to mark this, but this is Proven Winners at Last roses. I just have 2 there. My pear tree is blooming, starting to bud out. More daffodils here. This rose here is looking kind of sad. I think this is Midas Touch. It's a beautiful yellow, bright yellow. This is Eden Climber, very slow. This is New Dawn. It climbed a little, some lavender. So just to update you, I'm still prepping this rose bed here. My roses are going to be coming in first week of May. A previous tour video a couple weeks ago, I had only laid down 7 bags of compost, but I've actually added 12 bags over the weekend, so it's a nice thick layer now. So when I go to dig my holes for my roses, and I do have Nepeta coming, I might plant those up this week because Garden Market has them in stock now. I ordered 5 1-gallon cat's pajamas Nepeta. Let's take a look to see if there's any new buds. Ooh, I think I see a bud. That's nice. So just to update you too, I do have, and there's those Bobo hydrangeas. I do have my house link set up now. I pulled out from the garage. These are Princess Spirea here that I think I don't prune those back yet. I wait for some leaves. Isn't that a lovely pansy color? Really unique. I just picked that up at my local Meijer, which is a grocery big box store. They sell everything. I weekend I picked this one up just in a plastic pot. It's just a temporary thing, but I love the color. I'm always about the blues and, you know, purples and yellows, but I really like this. It's a nice complement to the blues and yellows and purples over there. So, gorgeous daffodils. I wanted to show you my creeping phlox, my earth angel, second one. So there's creeping phlox over here. There's a bloom. Look at that. So sweet, tender little bloom. So you can see all this redness. They're gonna bloom soon. So update on these Let's Dance Lovable from Proven Winners hydrangeas. I did a scratch test, as you can see, on each one of them. Nothing green, but there's some growth, some green. But anyway, I sent a picture of each of these to Proven Winners direct, and they determined that they were dead and needed to be replaced. So instead of trying to punish myself further, I decided to replace them with Let's Dance Sky View, which were my original choice of hydrangea macrophyllus, and they are the 2024 hydrangea of the year. So I am replacing these when they come in the first week of May. So I have a ton of stuff to plant first week of May. But that's my update really for the front bed. There's some new buds and I'm excited. Oh, I think I started to say, and I lost my train of thought, but we've got our foundation of the greenhouse well underway, and the stone that will match the front of the stone of our house. I love this basket, by the way, from Fiskars. I use it to harvest my vegetables, but I just use it to carry my tools around as well. And my Fiskars tub there, collapsible tub, I call it, for my shrubs and weeds and so forth. But yeah, I'm losing my train of thought again. But we will be getting our BC greenhouse delivered at the end of April. So just another scan of the gorgeous. I don't mind that it looks like maintenance in front here, but it just shows you. So thank you very much for the comment. I had one comment. I do want to replace that cushion that's underneath the lavender cushion, because you can see the pattern of the pillow and it bothers me. But someone had commented that it would look nicer with a seat cushion, and I totally agree. I just haven't found one that matches that. I just usually replace the upper pillowcase for every season. I have sort of a light bluish turquoise seat that might match the lavender leaves or stalks maybe. I'll take a look at it and I'll update, see how that looks, because it's more comfortable more than anything. I just added those for color so from the road you could see. But there's my wreath, my boxwood wreath, and another look at my really happy with this. Thank you for all the views. I really hope that you can subscribe and help me out, help support me in terms of encouraging me to do more videos. There's a lot to do in our new gardens here, but our greenhouse I will definitely be updating there. I do have to check with the guys in the back if they are okay with me filming a little bit, but I will take some pictures. I took a couple pictures of the first dig. They're now laying down they're working on the stonework today, so the outer stonework, so I'm super happy about that. And then my husband will be hopefully getting a buddy to help him. We'll be putting together the the actual greenhouse at the end of April. So I hope you guys get to see the eclipse today and possibly work in your garden if you've been blessed with some beautiful weather like we have. So I wanted to thank you again for joining me and hope you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Just wanted to share pruning my lavender. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here in the front by the porch, and I believe I have 2 different varieties because some earlier ones did not survive. You can see the smaller ones there. That one up there is one of the newer ones, but everything seems to have survived. This is have to look up the lavender that I bought, but this one I gave a little haircut to already. It's hard to see. There it is there. And this one here, you can see the growth there. So I took about this much off. Just gave it an overall haircut, and that will bloom up nicely. Wanted to show you the progress, the mess, the construction, but the exciting progress on the greenhouse. So the back here, we've laid down these stones that very much look like flagstone. I was able to find them from a local landscape company, and at one point we were doing rectangular ones, but finally on the phone, and you know, the rectangular slate excuse me, stones were pretty expensive, surprisingly. They were like anywhere from $50 a piece, $50 to $5 a piece for like an 1824, and then 24 by 30s were like $100 a piece. So it added up, just this 15 feet here from our landing to the greenhouse, 15 feet there, and then 12 feet for the length of the greenhouse. It's going to be like $1,100 in stone, and it just honestly looked no different than just slabs, you know, those concrete slabs. So I found these. They're like $55 a piece, plus delivery, plus we had to get more, plus some pea gravel. The pea gravel, I'm not that happy with the color. Really wanted to match the pea gravel that's behind our hydrangeas, but I'm going to work on those back there today too, hopefully. But here is the foundation. We have a 2-foot knee wall that the guys just poured last Friday, and the stone got delivered today. There's the box of stone. So it's a gray, it's called ledge stone, and it's mostly a bluish gray with the odd buff color that you see there. So these are the corner pieces. But there is the foundation of my 10 by 12 greenhouse. You guys have obviously taken a break, so I'm taking the time to, there's the stone, very exciting. Doorway. We decided to get them to dig the trench here for the drain. But yeah, there it is. This is stage 1 of, I would say, 3. Stage 1 being the foundation with the knee wall. Stage 2 will be the stonework going on, and stage 3 will be actually erecting the BC greenhouse. And I don't know if I mentioned, but it is a Cape Cod style greenhouse in a white aluminum with finials on top. So I'm just really happy about it. Let's take a look to see. I love their extension cord in bright pink. Here are my tray of pansies. And thank goodness today is not so windy, because I was hardening these off over the weekend, and a couple of the plants got broken from the wind. So, but I am putting them in this, I would say that's almost a 24-inch diameter. And I've got some growth of my bulbs coming out of that pot there. Over here, the grape hyacinths. And I did lose something in the frost that we got after. So I brought my planters out, I think I mentioned, probably in February once the leaves were coming out and I thought they needed sunlight. But the frost did kill some of these tender bulb things. But the hyacinths, a few of them have come up. So I did like a lasagna method where I layered these. And so the tulips are coming up, which is lovely. I love that cobalt blue. This cobalt little potting vignette here is sort of my signature from my previous home. I would say, yeah, my last home in Canada. So the second one here. So it's a really exciting month because in the next week or two, we're going to be planting or putting in our raised beds back here. There's 6 of them going in, and we're doing a hoop arbor like that. You can see there's construction at home going in there. But yeah, I just wanted to update you. I do have some bulbs coming up in our raised bed. I was experimenting again. We planted, I have a video of us planting, or my stepdaughter helped plant a row of these, and hers have come up. Mine haven't. But she planted those tulips there, and it was a huge experiment because we didn't plant them till February because I had purchased them online quite late. So I'm going to add some more compost there, and this is our veggie, our tomato, lettuce, and herbs bed that will be for this summer, with the cute little obelisk for the tomatoes that my husband built for me last year. So those will go in there. But I had some leftover tulips I hadn't planted. All of that earth back there and sod, we're going to use that as a base for our beds, our new raised beds. So thanks again for joining me. I just wanted to update you on the greenhouse, and instead of doing one big one with all of the different stages and the final, I'll do that too as well. But I thought as each week continues, I'll update everyone on the progress. So hope you guys have a great day, and thank you again for joining me, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.